Hello everyone, myself Professor Nagari SS from KG Somaya College, Kopargaon. In this today's lecture number 5, we are going to study the next important type of the chromatography called as thin layer chromatography. So in this lecture, we have to study this chromatography in a detail with its principle, its functioning, its procedure, along with the applications of thin layer chromatography. So let us start today's lecture, thin layer chromatography. As far as this thin layer chromatography is to be considered, first we are going to study its principle. It is a kind of adsorption chromatography. It resembles column and paper chromatography. The chromatography using thin layer of an adsorbent spread over a glass plate, aluminum plate or plastic plate is called as thin layer chromatography. It is similar to paper chromatography except that the stationary phase is a thin layer of finely divided adsorbent on a plate. As far as this principle is to be considered of this thin layer chromatography, so first of all, it is a kind of adsorption chromatography. It resembles both the chromatography which we studied in our previous lectures, that is column and paper chromatography. Now, what is meant by actually this thin layer chromatography? So, it is one technique in which we can separate the mixture into its constituent components with the help of the two phases. One is the mobile phase, second is the stationary phase. Now, in this case, the adsorbent we have to spread over a glass plate. We have to take a glass plate. We may take here aluminum plate or plastic plate. So that type of chromatography is nothing but our thin layer chromatography. Now it is similar to the paper chromatography except that in this case the stationary phase is a thin layer of finely divided adsorbent on a plate. On the other hand, in a paper chromatography we can use there a filter paper. So this is a simple principle of this thin layer chromatography. Next is stationary phase for TLC. What type of stationary phase is to be used? In TLC, thin layer of a finely divided powder having particle size 5 to 50 micron coated on adsorbents like silica gel, alumina and powdered cellulose. So these are the commonly used stationary phases. The solid adsorbents adheres to the plate due to the addition of the binding agents such as calcium sulfate or plaster of Paris. So in this case, some binding agents are to be used for the higher adsorption. The glass plate having a thin uniform layer of the finely divided adsorbent on it is called as the chromoplate. So whenever a thin uniform layer of finely divided adsorbent is there on a glass plate, then it is to be called as chromoplate. So this is regarding the stationary phase for TLC. Now how to prepare this chromoplate, that is a preparation of the chromoplate. The plate having a thin uniform layer of the finely divided solid on it is called as the chromoplate. So this chromoplate is nothing but a plate in which a thin uniform layer of the finely divided solid is there on this plate, especially the glass plate. The plate may be of a glass or aluminum or plastic. An aqueous slurry or powder is prepared. So in order to form the chromoplate, the first step is formation of the aqueous slurry of the powder. A suitable binding agent such as plaster of Paris, calcium sulfate or polyvinyl alcohol is added to the slurry to hold the solid on the plate. So in order to hold tightly such a type of the slurry on the plate, we have to use some type of the binding agents. Commonly using binding agents are plaster of Paris, calcium sulfate, or it may be the polyvinyl alcohol. The thickness of the film is in the range of 0.1 to the 0.3 millimeter. The plate is dried to evaporate the solvent. Whenever we dip this glass plate into the particular solution of the slurry, after keeping it out, we have to dry it for evaporating the excess amount of the solvent so that it get evaporate. Alumina is used for separation of weakly polar compounds while silica gel for polar compounds. So what is the nature of the compounds which we are going to separate? So depending upon that, we have to use either alumina or the silica gel. In case of polar compounds, we can use the alumina. That's in case of the weakly polar compounds, we can use the alumina, while in case of the polar compounds, we use the silica gel. Now next is mobile phases for thin layer chromatography. The mobile phase in TLC is a liquid. So in this case, always this mobile phase is a liquid. A single solvent or a mixture of 2 or 3 solvents should be used. The mobile liquid phase is also called as developing solvent. So those mobile liquid phase we can use is also called as the developing solvent. Usually mixed solvents give better separation of complex mixture. The developing solvents must be pure and should not contain traces of water or other impurities. Now, as far as this developing solvent is to be considered, it must be pure and should not contain traces of water or other impurities. Next is how to develop the chromatogram. The technique of development is similar to the paper chromatography. So in this paper chromatography, we also develop the chromatogram. So that process is similar to in this case also. The mixture to be separated is applied to the plate in the form of a very small spot with the help of a fine glass capillary. So in this case, we have to take a glass plate, then we have to form a very small spot with the help of a fine glass capillary on this particular glass plate. The spots are applied near one end of the plate. So we have to apply the spots of the mixture on one end of the plate. Sample spots should be 2 to 5 millimeter in diameter. So this is a range of sample spots. The plate is placed in a closed glass tank containing mobile phase at the bottom. So once we give the spot, we have to place that particular glass plate in a closed glass tank containing the mobile phase at the bottom. The spot is at lower end and should not dip into the solvent. So whenever we place this glass plate into the particular closed glass tank in a mobile phase, then at that time one precaution is to be taken that spots does not get deep into the solvent. So this is a figure for development of the chromatogram. This is a closed glass tank with a lid is there. So this is a glass tank. In this case, at the bottom there is a solvent for this particular chromatogram. Then this is a glass plate. On this glass plate we have to give the sample spots. These sample spots does not get deep into the solvent. So this is a simple process for the development of the chromatogram. Next is chemical methods of detection. So once this type of the TLC is to be run, if this TLC is finished, then how to detect the particular spots? So what type of chemical methods are to be used? So these are the three different methods, chemical methods are commonly used for detection of the spots on this glass plate. First one is use of iodine. So this is a commonly used method for detection of the spots on a glass plate. The developed plate is exposed to iodine vapors. So we have to take iodine chamber. In that iodine chamber, the iodine is there. So this glass plate we have to expose to the iodine vapors. Iodine vapors interact with sample components to produce colored compounds. So whenever we place this glass plate into the iodine chamber, the iodine vapors interact with the sample components, and at that time they will produce the colored compounds. So it is a commonly used method, that is a use of iodine. The second important chemical method is use of sulfuric acid. A solution of concentrated H2SO4, we have to take as it as a 4 ml in methanol, that is 100 ml of methanol, can be sprayed on the plate. So this solution of H2SO4 in methanol, we have to spread it on the plate. Afterwards, the plate is heated in an oven to about 200 degrees centigrade until the organic compound is seen as dark charred spots. So in this case, we have to take this particular solution of concentrated H2SO4 in methanol, and that solution we have to spread on a glass plate. After that, we have to heat that plate on a in an oven about 200 degrees centigrade, and at that time there is a development of the dark charred spots is there. So this is a second important method for detection of the sample spots. The third important method is some chemical reagents. So neon hydrogen reagent is used for detection of amino acids. The solution of acid base indicator is used for detection of acids and bases. So these are the three different methods for the detection of the sample spots on a glass plate. Next is qualitative detection of components. So once we detect the spots with the help of some chemical methods, the next important step is qualitative detection of the components. So how will you separate the components from the given sample mixture? So this can be judged with the help of qualitative detection of components. The results of TLC separation are expressed in terms of RF values. RF is nothing but the short form of retardation factor. This RF stands for retardation factor. Now, how to define this RF? RF is defined as the ratio of distance traveled by the given substance from the origin to the distance traveled by the moving solvent. So if we take the ratio of these two, then it is called as the RF value, or it is called as the retardation factor value. Now this RF is calculated as RF is equal to distance traveled by the substance divided by distance traveled by the solvent. So if we take this particular ratio, the obtained value is called as the RF value. This is a one sample glass plate is there for understanding the concept RF value, how to calculate it. So this glass plate consists of the three different spots, that is spot A, spot B and spot C is there. This spot, this already run TLC plate is there. So this is a origin. From this origin we kept the three different spots and we obtain these three different spots at the different distances on this glass plate. So this is the origin, this is the solvent front is there. This total distance is x, while these three different spots A, B and C having a respective distance of small a, small b and small c respectively. So if we want to calculate RF values of these three different spots, so how to calculate it? First of all, the RF value for this A spot is calculated as RA, that is the RF value for this spot A is calculated as it is equal to A. A is nothing but the distance traveled by the spot A from this origin. This is equal to the small a divided by distance traveled by the solvent from the origin, and this is nothing but x. So if we take the ratio of A divided by x, it is nothing but the RF value for this sample spot A. The second sample spot B is there. So its RF value is calculated is equal to distance traveled by the substance, that is spot A, is equal to small b divided by again the distance traveled by the solvent, that is nothing but the small x. So RF value for this sample spot B is equal to B divided by x, and in a similar way RF value for this sample spot C is equal to C divided by x, where small c is nothing but the distance covered by this spot from origin, and x is again the distance traveled by the solvent from the origin. So in this way we can calculate the RF value for each and every spot obtained on a glass plate with the help of this simple ratio of distance traveled by the substance divided by distance traveled by the solvent. The last important point from this thin layer chromatography is nothing but the applications. So what are the applications of this particular thin layer chromatography? So here are some important applications of TLC. First one is TLC is used to analyze mixtures of terpenes, oils, vitamins, chlorophylls, steroids, etc. Second is in clinic, TLC is used to identify sugar in a urine. The third one is in forensic science, TLC is used to detect poisons, metallines, drugs, tranquilizers in body fluids. So this is a very important applications of the TLC in a forensic science. The fourth one is TLC is used in the routine synthetic chemistry to check the preparation and purity of an organic compound. So this is a very much important application of TLC in a regular laboratories, in colleges, in a research center, or in some industries. So this is the most important application of the TLC. And the fifth one is it can be used in organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry, biochemistry, and pharmaceutical laboratories. So this is a versatile use of this TLC in all the branches of the chemistry. So in a short, we can say that this TLC has most widely used type of the chromatography as compared to the other chromatographies, because it is very simple and easy for operation. That's why it has the tremendous amount of the applications. So in this lecture, we focus on the important type of the chromatography, that is thin layer chromatography, in which we studied what is the principle, what are the stationary phase, mobile phase, how to develop the chromatogram, how to calculate the RF values, what are the different chemical methods for detecting the spots on this glass plate, what are the important applications of the thin layer chromatography. So all these parts we studied in this lecture. I hope you understand this lecture very well. If you like this video lecture, please like this video, share it, and if you cannot subscribe my YouTube channel yet, please subscribe my YouTube channel and press the bell icon for getting the notification for upcoming video lectures. So with this, I stop here. Thank you for watching this video once again. Thank you so much.